gentlemen, welcome back to a new stream here, live on YouTube. Welcome to the midweek update. It is today, Thursday, the 17th of July of 2025. And it might be the day we say it's the start of old season. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. I'm, of course, the one and only Coin Baron. Strap in with me. Don't forget to also hit the like button. And let's start with some charts here, because I posted this today about the CRO token. By the way, before we go to the charts, I want to quickly check in with this here. Give me 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. So if you take a look now at Minscan. Oh, wait. One second. Oh, CRO's pumping. Nice. I like it. That's better, guys. Let's go quickly to this here, because we are currently waiting for a new unlock, and I want to see if it's actually being processed live on this stream. So if you guys know, 70 billion tokens were minted, and currently 66.5 tokens are locked, and it should be delegated. They are vesting in a few seconds, I believe. As you can see, it should be happening in, like literally a few seconds. 9 o'clock here, 9 o'clock 03. So within a few seconds, this should be completed as we complete a new block. So these are all estimates. Every X amount of blocks, we do see a new unlock of CRO tokens. It's not necessarily very bullish, but it is very interesting to see what they're going to do with these tokens. And if you guys didn't know, we haven't really talked about this yet, but if you take a look at the 70 billion tokens, a few of those tokens have been unlocked and they have been moved to a different account. They haven't moved to this account here. Currently has 3.5 billion CRO, give or take 400 million US dollars. 400 million US dollars worth of CRO. I would like to get this wallet. It's crazy. So this should be unlocking at any minute now, given it's, there we go. Currently, now it's available. You can see 1.16 billion CRO just was unlocked. Live on stream. We now got only 65 left for delegated vesting. Guys, that one is completed, just so you're aware of it. Nothing bullish, nothing bearish about it. Just a fact here. We're doing only facts here on stream. So don't forget to hit the like button. Welcome, by the way. I see QBA. I see Haven Pack. I see Bjorn as well. Looking forward to a great stream. Guys, I see so many different members. Welcome, guys, to the Strap Club. Welcome to the Strap Club. Good evening. Good evening, Terry, as well. Let's crow. Exchange mode as well. Welcome. Sabadovs. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good morning. And of course, John, Blazecha, V8 Freak. Lol, my arena Crown stake in October 11th. That should be in time, V8 Freak. That should be in time for a great altcoin season. If you guys missed it, I recently made a new video talking about, give or take, how the bull cycle will look like. It's called Bull Peak in 2025. According to the theory, I will give you a quick runabout or run along or whatever. Here we go. This is the chart we're talking about. So these were all projections for the cycle. So currently, we have started Crow Bull 2. Crow Bull 2 is officially live now. And then we have expectations for Bitcoin all-time high and a Crow all-time high originally in September of 2025. However, as we talked about in that video, our projection for the Bitcoin bull run was also 4 weeks early. It was 4 weeks early. So if we also extend our peak about 4 weeks, we should be beginning of November or the end of October. So not too bad overall. I would recommend, though, guys, if you have anything locked now, if you have anything locked regarding CRO, make sure you think about an exit strategy. If you want to, of course, exit, you don't have to. If you have staked CRO, if you have a Visa card, if you have a supercharger, supercharger, by the way, is flexible. But if anything, make sure you think, how are you going to exit this cycle if you want to? Of course. I think we are right there, guys, right in time for a great bull run. Because as you can see so far, CRO again is moving, and it struggled a bit. It struggled a bit because currently, guys, Ethereum has all these spotlights, and that's great. I don't mind that Ethereum is the one that's currently moving the market. Ethereum deserved it. Ethereum went from about, what is it, 4,000 all the way down to 1,400, and that's quite a lot for, I would say, an S tier altcoin. Ethereum is the king of altcoins. Let's not forget that. And Ethereum made it possible that today we went below the Bitcoin dominance line here. This support line, we broke it once, but this definitely was a fake out in my opinion, unfortunately. But now we have hit 66%. 66% regarding Bitcoin dominance. And now we are below this growth line. And yeah, as I mentioned before, we can maybe go back. But I think the most likely outcome is at this point that we start going more and more to the downside regarding Bitcoin dominance. So therefore, you've seen the thumbnail. I do believe that Bitcoin dominance is coming to an end, and therefore we are maybe today starting this purple period. I don't know how the purple period will look like. Maybe it's going to be a copy. I would like it to be a copy, more like this. But I think it will be shorter and also less heavy. If you ask me, I think it will be very great if we do something like this. If we do something like this. We go from about 65% Bitcoin dominance down to about 47. And that's a big move, guys. That's a big move for altcoins. Don't you think that's a small move? Remember, Bitcoin made a huge gain in market cap. We're now talking, I think, about, is it a 3 trillion? More than 3 trillion already for Bitcoin? Bitcoin sitting at about a nice 120k, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful market cap so far. 2.38 trillion. We might see Bitcoin go to 3 trillion this cycle. That wouldn't be that strange, would it? Bitcoin to 3 trillion market cap, and then maybe also altcoins having a 3 trillion market cap. I think that would make sense. If you take a look at the total 3, I think also that should be all the target. Total 2. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we go at least to a 3 trillion market cap regarding all altcoins. So from this point onward, a 2x. That might be a bit low though. That might be even a bit low. So far, we're basically at the previous all-time high of the previous cycle. So good stuff. Good stuff. Welcome, guys. J Smith as well. Crow pump. Oh, also XRP is going to hit a new all-time high. XRP is doing great. XRP is doing absolutely great. I do have to remind you though, guys, that I saw many comments that say, well, you know, I see Ethereum going up about 40%. I see this going up, like XRP going up X amount of percent. And it made sense though. It made sense that Crow was somewhat sitting still, and Ethereum made moves, XRP made moves, Bitcoin is also kind of stagnant now. But that's all part of the cycle. I will try to find the picture, but it's all about money flow. Crypto money flow. Let me try to find you the picture. Yeah, this is the one. No, this is not the one. This is the one. Let me show you the picture, guys. 1 second. There we go. So, this is the picture we need to talk about. Path to alt season. We just went to about 120k for Bitcoin. That was phase 1. Money flow into Bitcoin. After that, though, we also saw, while this was happening, we also saw a lot of money going into Ethereum. But now, we're getting into phase 2. Phase 2 is Ethereum shining. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we hear talks of the flippening. Well, we don't really hear that one yet. But I would say currently it is Ethereum phase. I think this will last until Ethereum goes at least to the all-time high. So that's about 5,000 US dollars. And after that, I do believe we'll also see more and more large caps to start going parabolic. So currently we do see XRP already. XRP might be part of phase 2, like the very, very, very big altcoins. But after that, we do see, for example, Solana, Cardano making big moves. And then finally, well, alt season. And that's also first going to happen with more large caps. So we're talking about the top 10 to top 20, and then also top 20 to top 50. And then finally, we have meme mania probably. So we see Dogecoin Dogecoin. Wow. Dogecoin is a big, large cap altcoin at this point. But we do see like the Papes and the Crowit knives and the pushed up funds. So currently, guys, I would say we're getting into the Ethereum phase, just starting out. So we have about 20 weeks left. This part will be quick. 20 weeks left for the Ethereum phase, large cap phase, and alt season. Any thoughts on Lioncoin? I think Lioncoin is also part of phase 4. The meme season kinda. It has more utility than the typical meme token. It did a great thing in the past. It might surprise us all. It's only about 1 cent currently. If it goes to 10, I wouldn't be surprised. My base case, guys, is that Lion will go to 10 cents. That's my base case for the Lion token. And that would be very nice. Then we're talking about, I think, is that a 1 billion market cap? Not too bad. Or 10 billion. It's a 10 billion market cap. That makes sense. About a 10x from this point. Maybe even a bit higher. But I don't know. Of course, guys, no financial advice. And welcome, Maxime. Welcome. Hello from Canada. Michael saying, sell your CRO and buy XRP. Sir, have you listened to all phases where we are? Oh, well, maybe you're right in that case, right? So you do say, currently you should be buying XRP. You might be too late though already. You might be too late already for that. It's like the Ethereum phase. So here, Ethereum will go up, of course, but maybe we missed already the parabolic phase of it, like the big move. But typically, though, you can go from Bitcoin into Ethereum, then you put your money into large caps, and finally put it into the memes. So yeah, you could. It would make sense if you start with Bitcoin, then you buy XRP, then you go into CRO. But at this point, I would say it's dangerous. And why is it so dangerous to sell your CRO at this exact point? Well, I want to go to a different chart, and trust me on this one, it's pretty crazy to think about what we have seen, because you see we were struggling a bit at about this line, 10.8 cents, and now we started with this new candle. And so far 10.8 cents has been resistance in the past. You can see that every time really a big pump kind of stops at about 10.8 cents. We're now surpassed that. If this candle, this daily candle, closes above this line, which seems very likely at this point, we are at a very, very good point in time. Almost also the highest daily close in 2025. We closed, I think the highest daily close was the beginning of January. So we started the year at about 16 cents. Yeah, about 16 cents. But take a look at this here. This is the November pump, the Trump pump. And do you see how we closed at exactly 10.8 cents as well? Once we went above it though, it went super fast. We went from 10.8 cents all the way, about a 2x. From 10.8 cents to 21.8 cents. More than a 2x in only 2 days. So I don't know if we'll see such a parabolic move as well. But hey, is it possible that like now we flip this resistance into support, that we fly to the moon in a relatively short amount of time? It's all season. Things like that can happen. I'm talking, guys, about potential gains of about 10x this cycle. 10x gains. It's nothing too crazy to ask for, 10x gains. That's why I chose the CRO token. I kind of know that I don't don't get a 100x. I think a 100x, guys, from 5 cents to $5, it's a bit too much to ask for CRO. You might have to go with, I don't know, Pepe Coin or anyway, that's a bad word. Pepe might give you the 100x, but it also might just give you a 20x. You don't really know. The risk is super, super high there in those meme coins. However, I think the risk for a token like CRO is relatively small because why? Crypto.com. Crypto.com cannot afford that their token, their linked token, is going to fail. It's just, that would be such bad marketing for them. And they spend so much money on marketing that they can't afford to do that with their own token. Of course, a part of the pump is going to be retail hype. And like what we've seen in 2021, it's hype and maybe a bit of institutional as well. We now do have the ETFs. But I believe it's going to happen like this 10x. We also did it in 2021. People say it can't happen. I say it can. 10 cents to 21 cents. Yeah, we might be late, but we're not that late yet, guys. It's all part of the cycle. All part of the cycle, and I trust. I have trust. CRO will be big, Sanja. I do believe. Welcome, humble pilgrim. Welcome to the moon. To the moon, sir. Chris, welcome. Teddy, welcome. Think the move of the unlocked CRO is ready for the staked ETF. If it gets accepted? I don't know. I think that's a thing, XGen. So if anyone did just joining, we talked about this here. We do have 1.16 billion CRO just being unlocked. It just unlocked here a few minutes ago. Is it for the staked ETF? We don't know. It's not really transparent. In the past, they mentioned it was for seeding the ETF, but I don't know how much they need. 1.16 billion is quite a bit. It's quite much. Maybe. What we need is a weekly close above 12 cents. That would be good. That would be good. But yeah, like I mentioned before, I think if we cement this as support, like 10.8 cents, big. It's honestly, we don't talk enough about this. This is a great candle, guys, honestly. And especially because yeah, Ethereum is making moves today. But they're not that big. Ethereum is making moves, but only 2%. Only 2% up. CRO, how much is CRO up today? 5%. 11.4. What we need to cross, I think the first thing we need to cross is this wick here. Like 4 days ago, we had a big wick to about 12 cents. It's crazy though, the thing, guys. We're now talking about 12 cents, but you know, in about a few weeks, new people will join the space and they will like, oh, 12 cents, that was so cheap. You guys bought at 12 cents? No way, I bought it at 20. Oh no, you bought at 20 cents? No, I bought it at 40. Still early. It's getting to an end though. You guys are still here. You're here, you're early. Take a look here at the rainbow chart again. We're still in the buy zone. However, we do have some resistance coming up here. The dotted line, about 12 cents. Then we need to go above 17 cents. And finally, the big boss. I think that will be about 40 cents. After 40 cents, we can fly. It's going to be, I think, a flying moment. The question, though, is, of course, well, will we end this bull cycle? Will we end in the red? That means in between $1.15 and $4. Or will we end any lower? I don't know. We've been diluted by the release edition of 70 billion tokens. Right, be the altcoin season. You will be lucky if CRO. I don't think it will be lucky. If you think, Michael, about the actually circulating supply, not much has really happened there, sir. Not much has really happened because I can show you this. We talked about the additional tokens, of course. We talked about the additional tokens, but all these tokens are currently in this wallet. 1.16 billion is in this wallet. And we have 3.5 billion tokens in this wallet. Oh, you can't see it. Well, 3.5 billion in this wallet and 1.16 in the other wallet. And probably they're going to add more and more tokens to this wallet. But they're not actually in the market now. It is not adding any sell pressure. So yeah, in theory or in practice, there's a big difference between in theory and in practice. Also, I do want to say the following is that don't forget, guys, we had a lot of inflation. We had a lot of inflation since 2021. So this $1 is, well, a lot less worth than it was 4 years ago. I think the $1 now has the same buying power as 80 cents, give or take. Also, if you take a look at the DXY, the dollar value, oh man, it's bad. S&P, by the way, is going to new highs again. That's pretty cool. Did we set a new all-time high today? Yes, sir. New all-time high today so far. Wow. I didn't even notice. Guys, if you live in the US, welcome. New all-time high in the US stock market regarding the S&P. Everything is going up, but it's mainly, again, because of the DXY. The dollar gets worth less. Everything denoted in a dollar is going up. DXY, for anyone that doesn't know this chart here. In 2021, 2022, the dollar was worth quite a lot. 114. This was the bull peak though. Or was it? Back then, the DXY during the bull peak was at about the same point where we are now. Okay, in that case, though, the DX, yeah, we still have inflation, of course. We still do have inflation, but yeah, at about the same time, we would have to drop a bit more, though, to get to the same levels. I think a drop of about 5%. Is a new CRO being minted or coming in from a wallet? It's being minted. So the burned wallet is not available to anyone, John. Good question, though. But nobody, literally no one can ask back for the burned tokens. What they can do, though, and what they did regarding the 70 billion mint is that they said to all the validators, right? So everyone that's running a validator node was like saying, hey, we are going to put some different data in and you all have to accept it. That's kind of what happened. The majority accepted the new value of 100 billion, so the additional 70 billion, including also a one-time mint of new tokens. And because that was accepted by the majority of validators, it happened. And in theory, the same could also happen with Bitcoin or with Ethereum. So the issue is not really that it's possible. I think the issue is really more that it's super centralized. But you could even argue if that's really an issue. If you take a look at the BNB chain, it's pretty much the same. The BNB chain doesn't even do proposals, I believe. I think it's that's completely rigged. Like Binance is saying, well, we're gonna do this upgrade. It's the same as with the Cronos chain. However, we try to look like it's decentralized, even though we know from our hearts it's not really decentralized. Hey John, welcome. Have you got a job yet? No, do not. I do not, good sir. So I hope you enjoy the content. I do hope you enjoy the content. Guys, we're going to a new high. Oh. I have a long open now. I have a long open and it will close at, if you go a bit higher, I made about $200 today. It's pretty nice. For anyone that doesn't know, I use Moonlander. It's a sponsor of today's video. It's a platform on the Cronos chain. I don't have leverage platforms available in the Netherlands here. It's illegal. So I need to use decentralized exchanges like Moonlander. So I'm glad they did the sponsor. It's, by the way, also we do have a few more live streams. We don't have any integration with them anymore. So I hope you guys don't mind these small commercials inside the videos. Baron, you mentioned Lioncoin at about 2 cents. I took the risk and I'm so glad. Thank you. You're welcome. Lion is going crazy, guys. What, you bought at 0.02? Didn't even know it went that low. Let me check. Dude, you bought all the way in the beginning. Guys, a big clap here for exchange modus. He bought Lion token about here. Jeez Louise. Exchange modus, I hope you bought enough Lion, because that's pretty crazy. We're talking about a 500% increase. Good leverage is gambling. Most get wrecked. True. It's actually quite fun, guys. If you take a look at the majority of leverage platforms, most traders are in a loss. Most traders are in a loss. However, if you manage your leverage, don't use 100x. That's complete gambling. But if you like I was pretty sure I have a quite high. Oh, can't see it. I have a liquidation level at about 9.5 cents down here. This is my liquidation level, and I think I entered about here. So, and now I'm taking profit here at this point. I think I should be now taking profit exactly. We're pumping, guys. We're pumping. Nice. Don't you know? Pump it up. I don't know if you guys watch Oscar Ramos, but he's the true don't you know pump it up guy. Wow, exchange modus. Well done, man. I'm also a Lion millionaire. Hey, Crypto Runner, welcome, dude. Good evening, good morning. Hello, hello. Also welcome, VDG. But yeah, so guys, if you do leverage trading, don't do 100x with limited liquidation, because crypto is super volatile, we know that. But I was quite certain that, you know, that going back to 9 cents was, the risk was very low in my opinion. So if you do like a 7x, or maybe a 10 or 15 if you are really degen, could work. Good work. Pete, welcome. We're missing you. Hey, crack channel, by the way. Called 16 cents end of the week. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised, Craig. Like what we talked about earlier, like this flip is super important. Today, if we close above this, maybe what we need to do, I'm not gonna lie about that. Maybe what we need to do is that we shortly retest it again, and then we fly up. That could happen potentially. Because don't you guys forget that today I'm feeling a bit of weakness now with Ethereum. I'm feeling a bit of weakness. You see, it went parabolic, but now it's kind of losing steam. And also, I think if you go to the RSI, it's getting to overbought levels. Not entirely sure. Yeah, it's pretty much overbought now. So on the daily, I would like Ethereum to go down. So I probably will close my long, and I will just wait until the RSI will collapse a bit more for Ethereum. I have to say though, guys, the RSI it's a tool, but you can't always use it like this. You can't always use it like this, because you can be overbought for a very long time, and then you miss out of the majority of gains. However, it's just you kind of feel like that we're kind of done with the big pumps. Today, what we got is also an indecisive candle. You can see we had a wick to the upside, we had a wick to the downside, and a big body in between. A big body in between. So it doesn't really know what it wants to do. Yesterday we had the same, but today the candle is smaller. Therefore, this is more significant than yesterday. So just some advice. By the way, welcome, Marty. What's up, man? Strap in. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new, by the way, to crypto.com, I do have an affiliate link in the description down below. And I will be making some more videos also about, you know, these cards. And some of these cards, I would say, for example, the Ruby Red is definitely worth getting, in my opinion. So I will be doing reviews. If you don't have a card yet, check it out. Link is in the description down below. Or just fill in the code CoinBaron. Somebody asked if I didn't have a job. I don't have a job yet, so I need to chill. Didn't find a job yet, unfortunately. This is my job now. How much is ETH now? How much is ETH now? ETH is sitting at about a nice 3,450. 3,450 for ETH. But yeah, guys, I would be cautious now. We have pumped a lot. There will be dips. There will be dips. So if you want to accumulate at low levels, maybe you have to wait a bit. You have to wait a bit. That's my my only thing. Having said that, though, there's a decent possibility that from this point onwards we just start moving a bit more for Cronos, because if you take a look at the daily chart regarding Cronos, the RSI is also overbought. But if you go to the weekly, on the weekly chart, we still have enough wiggle room. So long term, Cronos is absolutely fine. Short term, there might be some issues. So that's kind of the short term conclusion we can draw here. But this is a very important flip here. The flip from the 1080 cents flip. I would still buy CRO if CRO is about 25 cents. I would also still buy CRO. Like the point where I don't buy CRO anymore, like I start thinking about selling, is 44 cents. 44 cents is the range where this is for me the fair value zone. This is the fair value zone. Anything above it, it's not worth selling yet. I'm not saying sell at 50 cents. That's, I think, too early in my opinion. But of course, do whatever you do. Profit is profit, of course. And don't forget to take a little bit of profit on the way up. Just join, start again on CRO. Don't talk about XRP. I hate it. Well, why the hate, John? Why the hate? Is it the XRP army, or is it the token, or is it leadership? I have to be very fair. Like, I don't own any XRP. Let's be very clear about that. So, I don't own any XRP. But what they have done legally for the whole crypto space regarding all their SEC lawsuits, that has been huge. Without XRP, I think the whole crypto space would still be a few years behind regarding like legally where we are. And of course, it was going to happen, I think, in the end anyways. Like, what is a security? What is a commodity? What is crypto? But XRP, they fought the battle for the whole community. And I do believe the whole XRP army, they deserve the pump they had. So guys, thank you, XRP. Thank you. Back though to Ethereum, because I mentioned it is overbought, but as we are streaming now, we are climbing again back to the daily high, it seems. Let's quickly go to the hour chart. Yeah, it's slowly moving back up again. If this will become a double top, I would become a bit scary though. But yeah, so far is good. I hope we might be even climbing towards 3,500. Oh man, I would like to see Ethereum very soon back to the previous all-time highs. Oh man, yeah, but about 4,000 last year. Well, previously we had about almost 5,000 in 2021. So I hope we're gonna hit that very, very soon. Talking, by the way, about Bitcoin dominance, it's looking very good. I don't know. I was listening to Benjamin Cowen. I don't know if you guys know Benjamin Cowen. I like him, but I also think his calls are sometimes a bit iffy. His calls have been moi in the past. I do have to say, though, that regarding his Bitcoin dominance calls, they've been on point. However, he was saying that Bitcoin dominance was probably going even higher and Ethereum wasn't going to outperform Bitcoin in the short term, he now flipped his stance, and I can also show that to you because, well, it is very clear. If you take a look at ETH Bitcoin, so how much is ETH worth in Bitcoin value, he says it most likely has bottomed out here. So from this point onward, ETH Bitcoin is only going higher. Why? His thesis is that, well, we basically also set a double bottom here. You had a dip here and had a dip here. Makes sense that at this point onward, we might now also boom up again. We might boom up again. It might even be a bit of a higher low. I think it's a bit of a higher low even for Ethereum. Slightly, but it's still higher low. Anyways, this is great though. I think if even people like Benjamin Cowen, because they have a massive reach, and they have, I think his analysis though regarding stocks and quantitative easing, and it's really interesting to listen to. But if even people like them, and they have like 1 million followers, if they start to say, well, Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin, so the best thing to do right now is switch your Bitcoin for Ethereum, that will only help Bitcoin dominance drop even more. That will only help Bitcoin dominance drop even more. But in his latest video, he was saying that, well, he expects an Ethereum season and not an altcoin season. And I think that's not correct. Oh, by the way, Benjamin Cowen was also correct about his thesis about Ethereum going home. He correctly predicted this dip here. He predicted the Ethereum drop due to the tariffs correctly. So that was honestly quite a thing. Bjorn, since we just touched on the topic of the minted tokens, if USD1 comes onto the market, how will the price be maintained as a stablecoin? Just for Bitcoin? I don't think so. And that's why Chris speaks of dollars and not cents. CRO forms part of the equivalent. Bjorn, so we have seen some things already regarding USD1 on the European legislation, because they need to be MiCA approved. MiCA is the bill that kind of says, okay, a stablecoin has to do this, this, and this, and this. And the backing of the stablecoin has to be actual euros or dollars, in this case, in the EU, or government bonds. Euros or US dollars or government bonds. No CRO, no Ethereum, no Bitcoin. Needs to be stable. Needs to be stable. So, of course, the Crypto.com, they do have a treasury. Crypto.com has a treasury in Bitcoin, so they have backed Bitcoin for their company, and that's, I think, quite clever, of course. I don't know. I'm curious if they will do an IPO in the future. Blaze, I have my exit strategy on 75 cents. I mean, not too bad. I have an 8x short on Bonk. That's honestly quite risky in a bull market, but Bonk did quite a crazy pump the last few days. Hey, Coin Baron, can you access Pionex in your jurisdiction? I don't know. I have not heard of Pionex before. Ains, welcome, welcome. Looks like the Genius Bill and Clarity Act are going to pass the US House. I've heard they got some delay yesterday, but what's the change, Ains? Can you maybe update us? Havenpack is saying, and they were burnt initially because Chris said something about keeping the company solvent. I think the burn has nothing to do with the company being solvent. In theory, Crypto.com and CRO are two entirely separate entities, but they don't need CRO to be solvent. They have a Bitcoin treasury, as we talked about. Hey, Le Courage. With new partners from Marketplace, I think CRO will make minimal double up. Like, you think 40 cents? Or do you think... Do you think $2? Both make sense. 20 cents first. Let's talk about 20 cents first. Nautilus is saying, well, CRO is just getting started regarding ETFs and finding new institutions to invest in CRO. Holding strong though. So let's go CRO and also CRO with knife. Interesting. That's true though. So if anyone is thinking, well, the ETFs are done. Well, we haven't even had any ETF inflow yet. Didn't have any ETF inflow yet. So what many people are talking about currently is that we have inflation for both Solana and for Ethereum, but, and the same thing by the way for Bitcoin, well, the Sol and the ETH, the ETFs are live and ready, so you can trade now. And that is important for a few reasons. One being inflows. The inflows are basically eating up all the inflation. So we do have increasing supply, but due to the additional demand, there is less supply than we actually need to fulfill the demand. So prices going up. That's thanks to inflows. And the ETFs are very helpful as a vehicle to go from Bitcoin into Ethereum or Solana. And remember, guys, not everyone is able to trade on a crypto exchange. If you talk about pension brokers or stock brokers in general, they need to trade stocks. But they can buy a company with Bitcoin treasuries or Bitcoin ETFs, but they can't buy the actual ETF. And since we also have altcoin ETFs now available, they can in theory make a trade from Bitcoin to altcoins. That wasn't possible like 2 years ago. It now is possible with very major altcoins. CRO will be in the top 10. And let me remind you guys, CRO has been in the top 10 in the past. CRO has been in the top 10 in the past. Come on, CRO, you can do it. Pump a bit more, please. I don't know if my long actually was executed. I did a long at 11.4999 cents. On this exchange, it hit it, but I don't know if it also hit it. It's about here. Very small. Havenpack, I left Robinhood and Coinbase to come to CRO for a reason, and I'm still not leaving. I love it, almost like a part-time job. Just keeping up with all the exchange app and Cronos updates and exchanges. It's almost a part-time job, isn't it? For me, it's more like a full-time job. All I do is talk about crypto.com and CRO. I'm obsessed. Don't you know? Pump it up. You gotta pump it up. Yes. Great, guys. Good stuff. The House just passed a clarity bill off to the Senate now. So the Senate is the final horde. Not horde. The final barrier. The thing that CRO isn't on the biggest crypto platform BNB and we're on top 30 tokens is still what happens when it gets listed. Oh, you think, you know, the effect of a potential listing? Yeah. I need to actually check how many tokens are. Let me check that now. Now I have some time left now in the stream. We go to CoinMarketCap and let's check how many tokens in the top 30 are not listed on crypto.com. So I do know that for a fact that Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, they're all listed. Dogecoin is listed. Is Tron listed on Binance? It is, by the way, Tron is not listed on crypto.com. Okay, Tron is tradable on Binance. Cardano, I think Cardano is listed on Binance as well. Yeah, so Binance is tradable on Cardano. ADA is tradable on Binance. Hyperliquid, a relatively new token. Available on Binance US. Is it also available on typical Binance? No, it isn't. Interesting. Only Binance US does have Hyperliquid. Stellar XLM, is it available on Binance? It is. Sui, I think is available on Binance. It is. Chainlink, I think it's available on Binance. It is. HBAR, is it available on Binance? It is. Bitcoin Cash, I know it's available. Avalanche, AVAX, available on Binance. It is. Shiba Inu, yeah, that one is available. Unicileo, this is by the way an exchange token, so I think it's not available on Binance. It is not available on Binance, indeed. Toncoin, is Toncoin available on Binance? It is available on Binance. So far we have had about 2 exceptions. Hypecoin, which is by the way relatively new, hyperliquid. Litecoin is available on Binance, I know for sure. Polkadot, I don't know. Yeah, of course, Polkadot is definitely available on Binance. Okay. Monero, privacy token. Ooh, it's not available on Binance. So far we had 3 tokens not available on Binance. Or in the top 25. Pepe, available Binance. I'm quite sure it is. Yeah, of course. Uniswap token. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's available. Yeah, Binance as well. Efina, this is a stable coin. Not gonna check. Big Get token. Not available on Binance. We did it in the video. DAI stable coin. I'm gonna talk about Aave. Aave, is it available on Binance? Of course it's available on Binance. All the tokens, except for a few. By the way, Cronos climbing towards spot number 31. Oh, and also interesting, take a look at all the data here. Now it does show that the circulating supply. So we talked about this in the beginning, guys. So we just had another unlock. Wrong account. A new unlock here of available tokens. So you can see 1.16 billion CRO just has been unlocked. So it has now also been added already to the circulating supply of the CRO token. So therefore, we're also climbing in market cap directly. Currently, we do have a market cap of, what is it? About 4 billion almost. Almost 4 billion. In March, well, up to about $4, Sanja. Up to about $4. There could be worse jobs than being just a CRO general. Yeah, true that. You won't find any privacy tokens for sale on European platforms. I think the so if anyone that doesn't know, Monero is a very old token. Monero goes all the way back to, yeah, does I even say 2014? Wow, it's an old token. One of the only old tokens still being around. Oh, one more token we missed. BitTensor. Is Tau token available on Binance? Of course, this is also available on Binance. Guys. Crypto.com, please. Or not even Crypto.com. Cronos Labs. Go talk with freaking Binance. Today, tomorrow, I don't know when. Get it on freaking Binance. It's just... we need it. Is OKX on BNB? OKX is not on Binance. No. It is, I think you can. I don't know. I don't think you can even buy it on the BNB chain, but I don't know. Maybe part of the mint going to Binance. I don't think so. I don't think so. Bjorn is saying, I spoke to someone today about the metal cards, but what I could find was that the $50, 50 euro, that has to be paid for the cards. So Bjorn, for anyone, the first card you get on crypto.com is free. The first one is free. The second one though, so if you want to go, for example, a replacement is free. If it's like expired, it's free. But if you want to go, like I did, from Indigo to IC White, you have to pay a $50 fee. The first one though is free. Yeah, so the BNB token, it is listed on the app, but not on the exchange, which I find, by the way, weird. So BNB is available on the Crypto.com exchange. Regarding, guys, the Clarity bill, we don't know what really is going to happen. If they make changes, it will go back to the Senate, but if not, then it should go to the president desk to sign. Oh, How quick can I go? How quick is a center typically? Like, I live in the Netherlands, and from like the first house to the second house, we have somewhat similar setup. Like, we have the, let's say, how do you call that in English? We also have a Senate, but it can take, I think, weeks before it goes from the one house to the second house. But after that, the second house, the Senate is signing it. It's official. Okay, good story, John. How long did it take for the card? The card took about, I think, 1 month, maybe 2. The welcome pack with the hat and the stickers, it took 2 years. It took literally 2 years. I do a video with an unboxing, but it was too long to me. I haven't paid for the card myself. One exception, if you want to get the plastic card. Don't get the plastic card, guys. Don't get the Midnight Blue card. Just don't. I think you have to pay $10 for the plastic card. I'm not entirely sure though. We're falling a bit regarding price, but guys, like I mentioned before, it's okay. CRO is falling a little bit. Just falling a little bit. The overall picture though, the 1 hour candle is still very bullish. I also like to see that we are basically in this very clear uptrend. Very steady. I prefer this type of climb a lot more than what we have seen in, what we have had in November. This was super cool, right? Anyone likes this type of pump, but this is so unsustainable. This is so unsustainable. You can see the same thing also for XRP. Like XRP, it went, let me check. So XRP had, now it's climbing, of course, but where is it? I need to go to the daily chart. So super quick uptrend here, and then of course it went down. Yeah, well, it went up a little bit more, but afterwards it only slowly kept going down. So what we need is not like super quick rises, but more like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, I think, showing how it's done. Slow incremental increases. That's how you build resistance and support. Oh no, John, you sold your XRP just before it doubled. It's up 10% today, so I will not torment you much more. Oh, up 10% today. I think it's oh guys, it's back to is it back to the all-time high? I think it's back to the all-time high almost. We're not there yet, but it touched the tippy points here. You can see it touched it here, and it's now basically back to it. Well done, XRP. Well done. HBAR was overbought and the other day, and it just kept going on. So big BTC dropping moments just change everything. Yeah, true that. You're right, XGen. It can be overbought, but it can still continue to pump. Hey, nobody, welcome. Guys, don't forget to strap in. Hit the like button as well. Hit the like button. Yeah, so CRO, it's doing quite okay. I would say it's doing fine. It's doing absolutely fine. Especially because Ethereum is going back a little bit, It's back from 3,450 now all the way down to, it's falling a little bit. And also Bitcoin, Bitcoin doesn't want to pump anymore, it seems. Bitcoin is now also, it seems, kind of forming a new range here. And I think it will not take too long though. If you take a look at this setup, I just draw this, so I don't know how correct it will be, but I think Bitcoin will be bouncing in between those two lines for the next, I don't know. Oh, this is the 5-minute chart, by the way. Okay, never mind. Nothing sad, guys. Nothing sad. Maybe we might have a breakout soon, though. Yeah, there you kind of see it still, though. It's the same setup. We're now trading this. So I think we might do a bit more bounces, but this week will be quite crucial to see where we will be going. There is no clear outcome if we will see a pump or maybe a dump soon. I would still be bullish if Bitcoin goes to like 108. I could do something like this. In that case, by the way, I also see Ethereum dumping down all the way back to 3,000. We might see Cronos going down back to about 10 or maybe even lower. Maybe 9.5. But it's overall pretty good. Overall pretty good. Ethereum is going to rip if the bill passes the Senate. I hope so. Very, very dearly. I hope so very dearly. Yeah, Ben Cowan is a top guy. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty educated. But like Peter's saying, I think he's too bearish on altcoins. He also admits he's very deterministic, and I think if there's one market to not be deterministic, it's crypto. Even though I'm very deterministic that CRO will go back to $1, but that's a fact. We only do facts here on the channel, guys. What about Ethereum Classic? I don't like Ethereum Classic GP because it's I don't wanna ruin your altcoin, of course, but it being still proof of work, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that it's proof of work. I do like the idea that Ethereum went to proof of stake. Some might say proof of work is the only way to get things decentralized, but I disagree there very strongly. I think energy, in the end, energy is almost indefinite. Of course, the energy being indefinite is not true yet, but it will be. I think solar power is already proving we can create energy very cheaply. And yeah, I don't know, it's not sitting right with me. It's crazy though, yeah. So Peter's saying that, you know, he's Benjamin Cowan we've been talking about. He's a nuclear can't do English today, guys. I'm a bit tired. he's like a nuclear PhD student. He has a PhD in nuclear studies, and he's basically the mascot of crypto. So we talked about leverage trading. Pinex doesn't make you do leverage trades. Also, you can do trading bots. I like it. I want to check. John is saying, I'm pretty sure that Chris and Trump have agreed on some kind of deal before the mint and said we holders will be happy in a year. I think he wouldn't say that without any reason true. Yeah. I don't know what kind of deal. Well, they made a deal, of course. We have Trump Media, the Trump Media partnership with Truth Social. We also have the CRO stablecoin, true. USD1. Oh, the envelope. Yeah, I can show it to you. I'll have it. I have a few now. For anyone who doesn't know, this is the envelope the Crypto.com card comes in. And then you just have to... Oh, this is a different credit card. It comes kind of in like this. This is, by the way, also a crypto credit card. It's Plutus. But I think the packaging is quite clever. By the way, don't get this crypto credit card. It's a debit card, by the way, but yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I bought a lot of different credit cards, guys. I'm not going to crypto.com because I've been there once and I'm, you know, a loyal customer. I am trading with crypto.com because I simply see that they offer the best products currently. Cronos chain though is a different topic. Cronos chain is it the best chain? That's of course debatable. Getting into the right direction though, but the platform itself is offering great products. I can do free crypto trading there. Okay, the Genius Act is already passed by the Senate. So it's ready to be signed by the president. Then we also have still the Clarity Act regarding infrastructure. And that does need to go to the Senate still. Okay. So Crypto Week is quite successful so far. Crypto Week is quite successful so far. I like that. I do like that. Aye, guys, we're going into the right direction. We're going into the right direction, you see here. Slow but steady pump. Slow but steady pump here for Crow. Let's continue this. Let's continue this nice momentum. We need to surpass this wick though. This wick to about 12 cents on Coinbase. November is the month, and if you take a look at the Crow chart from November of 2021, it's so similar. It is. It definitely is. Let me check though. Let me check. Yeah, there we go. It is pretty much similar. You do see the big waves. You do see the big waves. We've had 2 waves. There are differences as well, but it's quite decent. Even though I would say that even this is looking quite similar. Like this part here, we go up and down, up and down. I can almost perfectly overlay it to this here. Oh man, it's actually quite interesting. I haven't even thought about this yet. It's just a bit of a Scrabble, but it kind of fits perfectly. So guys, get ready for $1 at least. You're onto something, Nicholas, or Nikos. You think we're starting to break out? Well, we talked about this a bit earlier, Blake. But what we talked about is that Crow is currently sitting at a very important line. Wrong chart. You can see that this level. I need to go to the daily chart. Oh, there we go. So, 10.8 cents has been very important in the past, and we just surpassed it over here. You can see we touched it multiple times this year, last year. I think even if you go back to the previous cycle, there are definitely a lot of touch points here. Like daily closes at about this level, and here you can see we jumped up a few times. So 10.8 cents is very structurally important for CRO, like historically. Oh man, I do hope we do get to that. So currently we do have a lot of information regarding historic price levels, but I do hope we go to price discovery, because that's the most fun, guys. Like Bitcoin, we don't have much historic evidence to see where Bitcoin is going. We do have predictions, but we have no historic data left anymore. But yeah, I think 12. I thought I saw 12 cents for a second. I thought I saw 12 cents, but it's 11.12 or 11.2 cents. Looking great so far. Oh no, John. It was locked. Oh. £300,000. Yeah, the thing is, guys, bull markets, they take forever to kick off. They take forever to kick off, and then pew, it's gone. So take profit on the way up, take profit maybe on the way down. As we're talking, we're seeing Bitcoin dumping a little bit today. It's going down a bit. It's still in the range though we've been talking about. So guys, we're fine. We're getting into the final piece of this bull cycle. Don't be scared if Ethereum is now below 3,400, but it's still in the bigger picture, still definitely fine. Proof of work is fine as long as there are enough validators to prevent a 51% attack. I'm not entirely sure if like Ethereum Classic is strong enough for that one. That's the big question. By the way, Litecoin also proof of work. Dogecoin proof of work. It's not like it's impossible to have a decentralized chain, but it's I don't know. So regarding the bill, they can carry it over to the right now. There has to be no delay. The president can get it done and sign it on the same day. So today, maybe we get it signed. The worst thing, it could be maybe a day or two of wait. And then... okay, so the Democrats might drag it out. Interesting. Interesting. Guys, it is 10 o'clock over here in the Netherlands. That means it's time to close the midweek update. I will be working on a new video. I don't know if it will go live tomorrow, but things are looking quite okay for Cronos. It's pumping to the right direction. I am somewhat scared, though, of a correction coming up soon. Maybe ETH going back to 3,000. Bitcoin going to, I don't know, 110. Don't be scared. It happens. It's part of crypto. And I would even say that if it happens, don't be scared. Buy. If you want to buy, now is cheap. Get it even cheaper. Anyways, no financial advice. Do be very careful, though, with leverage at this point. So strap in, hit the like button, and I will see you very soon with a new video. So guys, see you then. Have a good one. See you on Sunday. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, all bills are passed. Woo!